Back to our GHdip live show. Today we are going to show you a new nail design, and these are the tools that we are going to use in today's live show. This is our dip glue system. Number 1, base. Number 2, actuator. Number 3, top. Number 4, brush saver. And these are the 6 beautiful nude colors from G642 color kit. You can find it on our shop store, and the color that our nail tag wears is number 29. And this is a nail design that we are going to show you in today's live show. Okay, let's get prepared for the nail design. Today we are going to use the nude color number 20 from G642 and the silver foil paper to do today's nail design. And this is the color number 20 from G642. Let's open the cap and check the powder. And this is 33 from G643 color kit. Open the cap and check the color powder. These two colors are both nude colors, and this is the bond. Next, we are going to use this bond to clean the nail surface one by one. The function of the bond is to help you remove the oil from the nail surface so that the color powder can stick well on the nail surface. If you don't have one at your home, you can find it on our Amazon shop store. It is on our nail tools kit GH10001. It can help remove the oil from the nail surface. Okay, it's almost finished. Next, we're going to apply the first layer of base coat. As you can see, the cap is very easy to open. Let's start from the second finger. Every time we start from applying the first layer of base coat, brush the base coat evenly and slightly, and dip it into this color powder. Wait it for almost 2 seconds. Take it out. Brush the extra powder off. Now we are going to apply the second layer of base coat. Every time when you apply the base coat, you should brush it evenly and slightly so that the powder won't get clumpy or uneven on the nail surface. Dip it into the color powder. Brush the extra powder off. Now let's turn to another hand. We'll just repeat the same steps as we did just now. First, we start from applying the layer of base coat. Dip it into the color powder. Wait it for almost 2 seconds. Brush the extra powder off. And now we start to apply another layer of base coat. Do not touch the cuticle area, so it won't cause the lifting problem. Dip it into the color powder. Take it out. Brush the extra powder off. Next, we are going to use this nail buffer to buff the nail surface. The function of this nail buffer is to help you file the nail surface to make it look more smooth. So here's the thing. When you apply the base coat, you have to remember two things. The first thing is do not touch the cuticle area so that it won't cause the lifting problem. Another thing is that you should apply it evenly and slightly every time so that the color powder won't get clumpy on the nail surface. If you accidentally get clumpy or uneven on the nail surface, you can just buff the extra powder off from the nail surface. In order to save your time, so we're going to file these two nails at one time. And if you don't have this nail buffer at your home, you can find it on our Amazon shop store. It is included on the nail tools kit, GH1001. Brush the extra powder off. Next, we're going to apply a layer of top coat. It is a gel top coat, so we are going to use the LED lamp to help it cure. Brush it evenly and slightly. And now let's turn to another hand. Because we are going to do the same nail design, so we are going to do it at the same time in order to save your time. Okay, let's put them on the UV lamp and wait it for 30 seconds. Since the gel top coat cannot air dry by itself, and it's very hard for it to get dried, so we need to use this UV lamp to help it cure. If you don't have this kind of lamp at your home, you can try to find one. Okay, finished. Because we only put the finger on the UV lamp for 30 seconds, so the gel top coat is still sticky. Next, we're going to put some silver foil paper on the bottom part of the nail surface to do today's nail design. Use this little sponge to brush the silver foil paper on the bottom part of the nail surface. As you can see, the silver foil paper is pretty fit to the nude color, number 20. Okay, we almost finished this nail design. So we'll just remove this and put it on another nail hand. Next, we're just gonna repeat the same steps. Use this little sponge, dip it into the silver foil paper, and brush it on the nail surface. The silver foil paper will just make the nail look more shiny. Okay, finished. Let's remove this. Next, we are just gonna apply another layer of top coat. It is gel top coat. Every time, brush it evenly and slightly on the nail surface. Do not apply too much on the cuticle area. And as you can see from this video, the gel top just makes the nail surface look double shiny. Brush it evenly and slightly. Okay, next, we're gonna use the UV lamp to help it cure. We almost finished this nail design, so we have to wait for 1 minute to wait it cure. In order to do this nail design, we used the color powder number 20 from G642 and the silver foil paper to finish this nail design. And the nude color is pretty fit to the silver foil paper. Okay, we almost finished. The nail surface looks very shiny. Okay, we are going to turn to this finger. Every time we start from applying the layer of base coat, brush it evenly and slightly, and dip it into this color powder. Don't take it out so fastly. Wait it until the color powder and the dip glue get well resolved. And in order to make the color powder more solid, we have to apply another layer of base coat. Brush it evenly and slightly. Dip it into the color powder. Take it out. Brush the extra powder off. Now we are going to apply another layer of base coat. Every time, brush it evenly and slightly, and do not touch the cuticle area. We are going to do some little decorations on the nail surface. Our nail tag is using this little tweezer to dip the gold foil paper and put it on the nail surface randomly. Since we just apply a layer of base coat, so the nail surface is pretty sticky. If you find it get dried, you can just apply another layer of base coat, because we need to put this little gold foil paper on the nail surface and finish the decorations. This little gold foil paper is very classic, and it is also pretty fit to this nude color. Put it randomly on the nail surface. As you can see, this little gold foil paper just make the nail looks shiny, and it is pretty gorgeous. Okay, next we're going to apply a layer of base coat and dip it into this clear powder to protect the color powder and the gold foil paper. Let's turn to this hand. We'll just repeat the same steps as we did just now. First, apply a layer of base coat, dip it into the color powder, brush the extra powder off, and then apply another layer of base coat. Every time, brush it evenly and slightly. Do not apply too much base coat on the cuticle area, otherwise it will cause the lifting problem. Brush the extra powder off. Next, we are going to put some little decorations on the nail surface, so we need to apply another layer of base coat. We'll just use this little tweezer to choose some little gold foil paper and put it randomly on the nail surface. As you can see from this video, when you're doing this little decoration, it will take you a long time. So just keep your patience. Put this little gold foil paper on the nail surface randomly. Okay, we'll just apply another layer of base coat. Every time, brush it evenly and slightly. And dip it into this clear powder to protect the color and the decoration. Okay, let's turn to this thumb. We'll just start from applying the layer of base coat. Brush it evenly and slightly. Dip it into the color powder. Brush the extra powder off. Apply another layer of base coat. Remember, every time when you apply the base coat, apply it evenly and slightly so that the color powder won't get clumpy on your nail surface. Use this brush to brush the extra powder off. Let's turn to this hand. Do not touch the cuticle area when you apply the base coat. Dip it into the color powder. Take it out and use this kind of brush to brush the extra powder off. This brush is called dust remover brush. You can also find it on our Amazon shop store. It is on the nail tools kit. Dip it into the color powder. Take it out and brush the extra powder off. When you finish using the color powder, please remember, keep the cap tightened well. And this is the brush saver. Every time when you find your brush is get polluted, you can just put it into the number 4 brush saver. So the brush can get clean again. And we need to use this cotton to clean the brush so that the dip glue won't get polluted or mixed with other dip glue. Okay, we are going to do another nail design. Apply the layer of base coat and dip it into the clear powder. Every time, brush it evenly and slightly when you apply the base coat. Now we are going to apply another layer of base coat. Brush it evenly and slightly. Now we are going to use this ombre brush to sprinkle the color powder on the nail surface. The reason why we don't put it on the color powder is that the ombre brush can make the nail surface smooth, so it can save you the filing process. And it will make the nail surface look a little bit clear and natural. And in this process, we'll just sprinkle the color powder just for one time because we want to make it look a little bit clear. And now we are going to apply the layer or base coat and use this brush. Dip it into the silver foil paper and brush it evenly on the nail surface. Now we are just going to apply another layer or base coat because we are going to use this clear powder to protect the color and the foil paper. Now let's turn to this hand. Applying a layer or base coat. Again, we are just gonna use this ombre brush to sprinkle the color powder on the nail surface. It will just make the nail design look more natural. Brush the extra powder off. Now we are applying another layer or base coat. Do not touch the cuticle area. And use the base coat brush to brush the silver foil paper on the nail surface. And dip it into the clear powder. Okay, let's turn to this hand. We'll just repeat the same nail design as we did just now. First, we start to apply the layer or base coat and dip it into the clear powder. If you don't have clear powder at your home, you can also find it on our Amazon shop store. It is included on the nail tools kit GH10001. All the nail tools that our nail tech used in today's live show can also be found on our nail tools kit. Now we are going to use this ombre brush to sprinkle the color powder on the nail surface. Sprinkle it randomly to make it look more natural. Brush the extra powder off. Since this is a fast drying dipping powder, it can air dry within 30 seconds by itself. So when you apply the layer of base coat, the color powder won't get it on the brush because it can air dry very fast. Okay, now let's turn to this little finger. We are applying the first layer or base coat. Sprinkle the color powder on the nail surface. Brush the extra powder off. Now we are going to apply another layer of base coat. Dip it into the silver foil paper and brush it on the nail surface. Now we are going to use this clear powder to protect the color and the little decoration. Okay, now our nail tech is cleaning the table, and every time when you finished, use this color powder and the dip glue. Make sure the caps get tightened well, because our base and top coat are super glue. If you don't keep the cap tightened well, maybe you won't get it open next time. Now we are going to use this e-file to file the nail surface. Today we used 2 color powders to finish today's nail design. One color is the nude color, number 20 from G642. And another color powder is 33 from G643 color kit. And during this process, we also used the silver foil paper and the little gold foil paper to help us finish today's nail design. Since we apply 2 layers of base coat and dip it into the color powder for twice, when we are doing the filing process, we can see the color won't fade out. And because the dip powder we used in today's live show is a fast drying dipping powder, it can air dry within 30 seconds, so we don't need to apply a layer of activator to help it get dried before we doing the filing process. Therefore, it can save you a lot of time when you're doing your nails at your home or at the salon. Now we are going to use this nail file to shape the nail. If you don't have this kind of nail file, you can also find it on our Amazon shop store. Remember, when every time you finish using the color powder and the dip glue, you should keep the caps tightened well so that the color powder won't get sprinkled out. And because our base and top coat are super glue, if you don't keep the caps tightened well, it may get sticky with the bottle, so you won't get it open next time. As you can see, the filing process will take you a lot of time, but it is a very important process. We need to make the nail surface very smooth so that when we applying the top coat, it will look very smooth and shiny. Now we are going to use this nail buffer to buff the nail surface. You can find all these nail tools on our nail tools kit, GH1001. And our color kit is very beginner friendly. If you don't need to do this little decoration, the application process is very simple. Even if you don't good at doing your nail design, you can still use our dip glue and color powder to make your nail looks very beautiful. And because we apply a layer of clear powder, when we do the filing process, the color powder and the little decoration won't get fade out or get cracked. So it's very important for you to get a jar of clear powder. Okay, let's turn to this hand. There are several things that you have to remember when you apply our base coat. The first thing is that do not touch the cuticle area so that it won't cause the lifting problem. The second thing is that brush it evenly every time so that the color powder won't get uneven on the nail surface. If you accidentally get extra powder on the nail surface, you can use this nail buffer to get it out. Now we almost finished the filing process. And if you get your brush polluted, you can just dip it into the number 4 brush saver. Dip it into several times until it gets clean again. Okay, finished. Now we are going to use this brush to make the hand very clean. Brush the extra powder off. Now we are going to use this cotton to clean the nail surface one by one. As you can see, the function of the cotton is to help remove the oil from the nail surface, and its another function is to help you clean the nail surface. Now we are going to clean the table. Next, we are going to apply the layer of activator and top coat, and make some final decorations on some nail surface. This is activator. The function of the activator is to help the top coat get dried and make it double shiny. But remember, do not apply too much activator on the nail surface, otherwise it will get cracked. Okay, next we are going to apply top coat. Brush it evenly and slightly. Remember, when you apply the top coat, you have to wait it get half dried when you start to apply another layer of top coat, so that we can get it double shiny. Therefore, the timing is very important. Wait the first layer of top coat get half dried, then you start to apply another layer of top coat. As you can see, the nail surface look double shiny. It's pretty. Since our color powder is fast drying dipping powder, so we only need to apply one layer of activator in this whole process. It can save you a lot of time. Now we are going to apply a layer of top coat on the third finger and put this irregular decoration over the bottom part of the nail surface. And this irregular decoration, its color is pretty same as the nude color number 20 from G642. Okay, let's turn to this hand. We'll just repeat the same steps. Apply a layer of activator. Because the activator is volatile, so every time when you finish using it, remember, keep the cap tightened well, so it won't get volatilized. Do not apply too much activator on the nail surface, so that it won't cause the cracking problem. And the function of the activator is to help the top coat get dried and get double shiny. When you apply the top coat, remember, wait it until the first layer of top coat gets half dried, but still sticky. Then you start to apply the second layer of top coat, so that it will make the nail surface look double shiny. Every time, brush it evenly and slightly. Because our top coat is super glue, every time you use this deep glue, just make sure you keep the caps tightened well, so that it will get open next time. Now we are going to use this little tweezer and put this irregular decoration on the nail surface. Okay? It looks pretty gorgeous, right? Okay, we finished today's nail design. So much for today's live show, and thank you for your watching. See you next time.